You follow the rules, but your boss doesn't. And somehow, you're the one who gets punished. You show up on time, you hit your deadlines, you stay late when needed, and it feels like you're doing everything right. But then you notice something. Your boss shows up late, leaves early most times, misses meetings like they are not important, changes decisions last minute, and then nothing happens. No consequences, no criticism, no pressure. If anything, they seem more respected. So you start asking yourself, what am I missing? Because it doesn't make any sense. You're following the rules. They're breaking them. And yet, you don't know why they're winning. That's when you realize something uncomfortable. The rules you follow were never meant for them. You think rules are universal. They're not. They're hierarchical. The higher you are in the system, the more flexible the rules become. The lower you are, the more rigid they feel. For example, you arrive 5 minutes late and you feel watched. They arrive 30 minutes late and they call it back-to-back meetings. Same behavior, different interpretation. Now you wonder why this happens. It's because rules are not about fairness. They're about control. You follow rules to avoid mistakes. But here's the problem. When you follow rules perfectly, you become predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. You don't push back. You don't challenge decisions. You wait for permission. You become safe. And in corporate environments, safe doesn't equal valuable. Safe equals replaceable. Your boss doesn't follow rules because they don't need to. They're not evaluated on behavior. They're evaluated on outcomes. You are judged on compliance, consistency, reliability. They are judged on results, influence perception. So when they break rules, it doesn't signal weakness. It signals authority. It says, I decide what matters. So eventually, you notice the gap, and you think, this isn't fair. Maybe you say something. Maybe you question it. Maybe you try to point it out. What happens next? You don't get rewarded for honesty. You get labeled. Difficult, emotional, not a team player. Because you introduced something the system hates. Friction. Why? The system doesn't want the truth. It wants stability. And when you challenge the rules, you're not fixing the system, you're threatening it. So you learn. You stop speaking up. You observe. You adapt. You stay quiet. This feels safe. Because nothing happens. No conflict. No attention. No risk. But here's the trap. Silence doesn't protect you. It hides you. You think you're playing the game by following rules, but the real game isn't about rules. It's about interpretation. It's about who can bend rules, who can redefine them, who gets judged, and who doesn't. This is why two people can do the same thing and get completely different outcomes. You weren't wrong for following the rules. You were just following the wrong layer of the system. You optimized for being correct, being reliable, being consistent, but the system rewards perception, positioning, power. So what happens? You work harder. You follow more rules. You become more dependable, and you get stuck. Because the more reliable you become, the easier you are to keep exactly where you are. The moment you see this, everything changes. You stop assuming rules are neutral. You start asking, who does this rule actually serve? You stop focusing only on behavior. You start paying attention to interpretation. You stop trying to be perfect. You start trying to be understood. Not to manipulate, not to break everything, but to see clearly. Because once you understand the system, you stop expecting fairness from something that was never designed to be fair. You didn't fall behind because you broke the rules. You fell behind because you followed them. If this made you rethink how work actually operates, subscribe. Because most people don't fail at work. They succeed at the wrong game.